Hello, she's already running at us, so we better fuck her up. Oh no, it's not her. They're like being spawned out of there. So it's a brother, oh right. I thought it says Brotherhood of Shadow. It's a brother of Shadow, that's fine. We'll take him down easily. Especially since he's alone, we'll be able to just kill him and then kill him. And we're just gonna be going through this gauntlet, slowly progressing through their death. Last time I reviewed Prey, I told you about why do I get a connection to Shadow while Prey and really very many other media fail at creating a connection between you and some characters that they're trying to push. Like whether you're in Fallout 4, whether you're a husband to a wife and a father and you've never even really interacted with them, so you don't care. Whether Prey tells you that you were dating and you no longer are, so why bother caring? And other things like that. I'm sure there are more. Like movies, I'm sure are there, because there's like the media joke where you can make a guy, you can take a rock and call him Steve, and then people will develop a connection to him. There's a skeleton there, and I think he might have loot. And they keep getting spawned faster and faster. Well, I don't think it's faster and faster, I think it's just the same speed. But they keep coming, and they don't stop coming. As you remember, the guy that said that is dead now. Yeah, there it is, there's loot, see? Right. Get a rock, call it Steve, and now people will develop emotional attachment to it because it's now humanized. And then also get a few smaller rocks and say that it's his children, and now the emotional connection will be given there for free or created there for free without any need for actual characterization. So I'm not falling for that, is what I'm trying to say. I fell for this, and for good reasons too. She's naked and devoted, scantily clad maybe. Anyway. Hardly a difference, right? Right, I think we should really just... Oh, hey. He's slowly going down. I think we really should push for Shadow. I think that's the whole deal. Are we getting experience for that? Let me check. Show feedback. Regains force points. I'm not seeing XP rewards, so we might not be. Right. This guy got killed and didn't pop up purple XP numbers. Oh, there's the problem. Right, he fucked off. Right. We're just gonna keep them stunned. And once we kill this one, hopefully. Fucking this one. This one? No? Okay, hold on. Let me do it this way. Skeleton and fuck, shit, ass. Oh, maybe he's already dead. Oh yeah, he is. Yeah, there we go. Oh, almost. Now, if only I had force push to push them away from the bridge, off of the bridge, preferably. But alas, I don't. All I can do is just kill them regularly. I mean, at this point, no matter how many get spawned behind, they won't get to us. We're doing the Sparta. We're doing the 300 right now. Yeah, totally. Life Drain is not something I need right now. I can do Insanity. Alright, we're through. And thanks to that, I think it's about time to, since this is gonna be just infinite spawning of enemies, that's just clothing. We can take away all their weapons. I think there's gonna be like a few more important events in this mod. So, by the way, we're coming up on the end of the year. The year is about to end. This mod is about to end. This playthrough is not, you know, every year is a Star Wars year. Is there anything announced for 2024 when it comes to Star Wars? Any show? Any new season of something? Probably Mandalorian and whatever. one way or another, I'm gonna be playing something Star Wars for you for free. That's why you should subscribe, like, and comment something.
Sure.
No, don't go there. There we go. See, cutscene.
Slimo!
Quiet. You look bent out of shape. You look like you've got hair on top of your head there.
Sarah, it's me, Kobayashi. We've come to rescue you, to get you out of this awful place.
Not the best reading, but he's still trying.
Sarah Dagana, come on, girl, answer me. Look at me, anything.
Oh, so that was from the future, not from the past. That's interesting. Remember that at the beginning of the second section?
I guess she's not all there anymore. Still, it could have been a lot worse for her.
Oh well, at least that means we don't have to give her a share of the treasure. Speaking of which, Kobayashi, can you see any?
She in a trance or something? What has Solomon done to her?
Oh, fucking no. Forget about her and focus on what's really important. Treasure!
I don't care about your stupid treasure, Hanik. I'm here for Sarah. I'm here to rescue her, and I'm going to do just that. It's time to get out of this place and back to a world where things make sense.
Whatever, I shouldn't care anymore. She already sort of said that she's not going along with this anymore. Oh yeah, there he goes. He's knocked out again. Really glad you're in the room right now.
Tragic, isn't she?
No.
She was once my pupil, my protege. I rescued her from a life of insignificance and then gave her calling, a purpose. Many years did she spend under my tutelage, learning, training, and honing the skills that would see her through any trials that life would pose to her.
You're just mad.
She was once on a path that would have shaped her into a mighty warrior, fit to be called a living embodiment of what my people, the Ichani, embrace as principle, as tradition.
You're just jelly.
Yet that destiny, the destiny she had trained all her life to meet, was not to be. She was deceived, manipulated, and then shaped into a tool of war by a force beyond her understanding. This woman, she once had a name, Channa May. The same Channa May who you, Revan, stripped of her history, her culture, her identity. The same Channa May who you, Revan, transformed into an instrument of your will. The same Channa May who you, Revan, stole from
Exactly.
me. And now the two of us finally have come face to face without distraction. Welcome, Revan. Welcome to the Chamber of Shadow.
Right. I was gonna say, oh hey, he got his clothes put back on. They just swapped out the entire model, I'm pretty sure. At least I hope, because I want to steal those items. You're under the wrong impression, Solomon, that where she is right now was not her fate. How do you know what her fate is? Just because you trained her to do something doesn't mean she will end up. You know, it's like today, it's like with school and higher education. You go to get your degree and then you don't work in the field you studied for. So, who should I blame for that? Who should you? Tell me in the comments. So you're jelly. Oops. You're jelly, and you went on this crusade through murder to just tell her that, oh man, we've been over this and it still doesn't make sense. Couldn't you have been alive, contacted Sarah Dagana and just told her, no, Revan manipulated you through a force bond instead of going through murder and luring and resurrecting the Brotherhood of Shadow and being evil? It can still be selfish, but not to this extent. No, his motivations are now bad too. Or maybe he was never a good person and he was just pretending. You know, virtue signaling, just like people do. Solomon, I'm not gonna give them the credit for that. I don't think that's the plan. Or what they wanted to do. Solomon, I do not wish to fight. I fucking wish to fight you. Yes, at last we can meet without needless distractions. So is he fighting? Probably not. Would she come to fight him with me? Probably not.
Surely you must have known that this confrontation was inevitable. It was a judgment decided when you chose to destroy the woman who was once my Padawan. Since my death at Terrace, all of what was important to me has been rendered meaningless. No longer do I care for the fates of the Jedi, the Republic, or the galaxy. I only care to pursue the single undeniable calling that fate has thrust towards me. To destroy you and all the depravities that your manipulations have spawned. It is a calling that drives me. It is a calling that has empowered me. And it is a calling that will serve to vindicate me for my failure at Terrace. To destroy you, Revan. It will be my revenge. And the Brotherhood of Shadow are the key to attaining that revenge. I will revive them, and I will use them as tools to destroy you and your empire of Sith. But before we settle our score, I sense you lack fulfillment. You lack answers. I wish only to fight you when you are at your best, so ask and I will answer.
Alright, first off, inevitable. Inevitable? I didn't even care. Second, his whole speech really undermines the whole fucking idea, the whole concept that we actually did use force bonds to manipulate her to become whatever, instead of just being persuasive, being charismatic, and her being willing, actually. He said before I died, so what the fuck is this? That's something I'm actually curious more as a player than as a revan. As a revan, yes. I wish to discuss Channa, your former apprentice and my former personal assassin. I wish to discuss you, Solomon. What stands before me now is no longer a Jedi Master. I wish to discuss the Brotherhood of Shadow, the ancient Sith group that I thought I had destroyed. Well, you know, the whole mod is in disregard of zero fucks given. So we're gonna have to. I'm curious because I want to recall and remind myself about this story as well. Let's go with Channa, your former apprentice and my former personal assassin. My former, she's my... What is she? She is my former and now current personal assassin. Even though she might be doubtful about it. Do you... Again, we're here. Can't we just manipulate her back into it? Can we show her... This is gonna be our headcanon, again, as usual, our fanfiction. That we show her... all Solomon has done. She probably already heard it too. We were there fighting with her against him, right? Yeah, because we got swapped out with mechanic, yeah. So we heard most of it already. So we can show her his corpse and do the manipulation again, saying, you see, he was evil, he brought all these things, and his speech, he was just jelly and totally trying to just take you away from me to get you for himself, selfishly. Not that I actually manipulated you. Again, so we're gonna have this force bond, again apparently, and we won't be able to use it this time to get her back on our side. Kinda bullshit. Like, cause does it not work because she's aware of it? Would they even think 2 steps ahead to think, now she will question it anyway? Right, not that it won't work. She'll just say, her free will, her judgment is forever skewed. Whenever she'll interact with me, she will never know when I'm actually wanting her to do something or do the opposite of it. And I'm using reverse psychology to convince her for that, right? Because it's not that the bond isn't working anymore. It's that she will think that it still works. And she will continually try to do the opposite. And if that's the case, that she might try to do the opposite of what I'm saying, just for her to do what I actually want her to do, not what I'm saying, right? So it's not that we won't. I'm pretty sure we're not gonna go into that. Not those 2 steps ahead. We're not gonna go into the 1 step ahead. We'll see what's gonna happen. But right now, I'm gonna say that would be my plan. Again, this is RPG. We were. I watched a lot about Skyrim recently, talking about, well, reviews, critiques, saying how it's hardly an RPG anymore. Because, like, RPG is supposed to be playing a role in the narrative, right? Making your choices, influencing the world, the narrative, the story, the events. Rather than just picking whether you want to swing a longsword or a battle axe. Great axe, actually. So the point is to act to have other things react to you and to make your choices. It's not about getting 20 wolf pelts. It's about maybe stealing them from someone else. It's about getting 2 wolves and breeding them to get those 20 pelts. You know, the cobra problem. And shit like that. If you've got a mission to follow a guy's wife because he suspects her of cheating on him, what you want to do is just follow her, see what's going on, and then report the truth. Follow her, see what's going on, and then report a lie. Not do any of that, but just come back later and say either this or that. Kill the guy, just kill the guy, just kill the girl, just kill the guy she's cheating with. All kinds of things, right? It's not about just do that, follow the mark, and just report back. That's not role-playing. You want choices how to approach the quest, not with stealth or with magic. That's not the choice. That's the choice between a longsword and a great axe. We want more. So and I was starting to think, every time I'm giving this appearance of choice, whether I want to do something, and I came up with a clever solution to the problem, and the game just didn't think about it. The authors, the developers didn't give me tools to do it. I'm just gonna substitute that, and the more I do that, the lower on the RPG scale the game is gonna come up with, and on the praise scale, and it will just generally get a lower quote score unquote from me, meaning that the game is worse. It's not as good of a role-playing game. I don't get to express myself and make choices. So this is gonna be my choice, right? Again, -1 once more for the mod. There's a lot of -1s already, with the same lines being just repeated over and over again with less words in it, and it's not a choice. And they don't react. Like there was like one situation where they reacted differently on the bridge on Korban, where Channa Shadow, Sarah Degana had her vision back, flashback to Orion and Telana. You could say at the end whether I'm a Sith and I don't care whether Kobayashi gonna keep up or lie about it. Then Shadow barges in or like interjects and adds something to that. She reacts different depending on what we're saying. If we said the other thing, then she doesn't react, and Kobayashi gets his line right away. So that was a step in the right direction, but there are a lot of steps back still. Right. Channa.
Channa, the one who I created, the one who you destroyed.
You jelly. Okay. This is gonna be a two-parter. It looks like. You state that you care for your former pupil, yet you have shown little contempt for her well-being thus far. I think we're just gonna be able to just ask all these questions and they're not gonna open to new ones. Like, not new ones, new questions. I wish to return to my previous question. We're just gonna go back to the previous set, right. Little contempt for well-being.
You are wrong. Channa was my pupil, not the shell I see before me. I act to deliver a rightful vengeance to who she once was, not what she has since become.
So you're hurting her right now because she's no longer who she was that you cared for. You have dehumanized her in your eyes. We should again, it's the future, again, like, we've been over this. Now everyone has a phone, right? They can record video and audio. No one in the 80s, when they were making Star Wars, thought about that. Thought about street cameras, thought about phones with connection to the internet and cameras. No one thought, oh, they'll just record all this. We're recording this. I'm recording this as Revan. I'm totally have my I've totally got my phone, I don't know, on or like holo recording. I don't know if it needs a lens sticking out somewhere or is like radaring or lidaring with what is it? Infrared or like some laser, right? Some invisible laser, invisible to our eyes laser. That could be flashbanging other species. Anyway, I'm recording this and I'm gonna show her that, and that will convince her again. Again, we don't need the force bond. We can just use the strong arguments of reality. He dehumanized her to destroy her so that I don't have her anymore. You say you seek vengeance against me, yet you have also gone to a great effort to lure Channa here. Why? To lure you in, of course. I know that.
Do not underestimate her usefulness.
I
Like
didn't.
you, she is an essential part of the resurrection process for the Brotherhood of Shadow. And she has proved a useful tool to lure you here. The remnants of our bond allowed her to determine a great many things, including my presence on Korriban and the movements I have made across it.
He said in the ritual, don't underestimate the usefulness of her. I didn't. Apparently, I chose her to be my personal, hand-picked, highly trained assassin. I did not underestimate her, and she was self-inserted in very key events of the war and the narrative, because she's that important. I know how important she is, both as revan and as a player. Whilst on the Orion, Channa was using an alias. How did you know who she really was? Oh right, because she was introduced as I forgot about that. What's their excuse? She was introduced as Sarah Degana, not Channa or Shadow. He wouldn't know. He wouldn't even know if they said a blue twi'lek, I don't think.
By pure chance, I acquired information detailing the crew members which served upon the stolen Republic ship you know as the Orion. One of those crew members was a female twi'lek named Sarah Degana. Sarah Degana is an anagram of Anaged Eris, an ancient Ichani queen that is said to be the one most responsible for modern-day Ichani culture. At the height of a rule which saw significant cultural expansion, she was betrayed by those closest to her and banished from Ichani territories to live the rest of her life on foreign worlds. Channa, although not Ichani by birth, was considered to be one in spirit, and
By
thus
you.
was well versed in the culture and histories of my people.
She was a citizen.
Although
she had a
I find it
citizenship.
curious as to why she chose that as her alias. After Terrace, I was under the impression that she cared little for her people's culture anymore.
Well, again, you are wrong. She cared. She was a Chani by culture, but she just evolved. She became a Sith as well, or just, I don't know, highly trained personal assassin, handpicked as well. Awful. I by chance happened across a list of members of of stolen ship Orion. Why is there a list of crew members of a stolen Republic ship? Especially since she's a new addition. What? Is that something that you have to disclose when you're landing? How many people you've got and what are their names? Maybe it makes sense because, you know, smuggling and like wanted, what is it? When you're being searched for overboard, something like that concept, right? But you can just disclose less people and some people can stay on board. It's like, again, it's like an airport. Again, there's this movie called Airport, I think, where a guy arrives to the airport, and airports are international spaces even though they're within borders, just for situations like this almost. And during his flight, the country falls apart and it no longer exists. So he's not a citizen of his country. There are no diplomatic relationships with that country because there is no that country. He lands in the airport, he's denied access, and now he lives in the airport. Intriguing. Yeah, so, but it's stolen and they're pirates. They would lie anyway. And he happened on it by chance. This is the and then philosophy rather than and because of that. Like, because of that he went to find her, I guess, sure, but he found the list by chance and then. Also, why aren't you dead? You got orbital bombardment on your face, at your face, in your face. Yeah, happened by chance on Orion, not any other. I don't know. I'm not buying it. The problem is, you know, there are situations where you would ask yourself, why me? Why would I have cancer? Well, someone has to, right? One way or another. And we're at this point of a perspective where this story needs to happen because it's a movie or whatever, or a game. And it needs to happen, but it doesn't have to progress because people are stupid. We need the inciting incident. So obviously it has to happen to someone. Like a meteor strikes somewhere and gives someone superpowers. Why me? Well, the lightning was there and you just happened to be there as well. It could have been someone else, but it isn't. So that's the inciting incident, but he would have a grudge already, so he would try to find her. And you should have worked with that instead of, oh, I by accident was dead, then just resurrected, sitting on my ass, and a list of people on Orion just fell on my lap, and I decided to investigate because maybe Channa May would be there. Also, Sarah Dagana, and it's an anagram? Like, I'm not versed in that culture, either Ichani or that deep into Star Wars lore, that I would recognize this as an anagram of Ichani Queen who's been outcast. That's a leap. And also she needs a false identity, and she goes, Ichani Queen, I need to make an anagram of it. That makes sense. Right now. Quick. Think. And I can't use the Force to do it faster, because we've been cut off. She's been cut off. I say we because we controlled her. Kind of a stretch again. Also, she's trying to stay anonymous. I don't know. Maybe it's like trying to express your personality as it usually is. You express your personality through everything you do. So she could have gone for it, but she must have been sitting on that anagram for a while now to come up with it just on the spot. Like that. Yeah, not quite buying it. Weak writing there. I keep seeing this whilst on the Orion, and I keep thinking whilst on the Oricon, which is a planet or in Star Wars The Old Republic MMO that I've been on and played. What is wrong with her? She seems unaware of any events that happen around her.
Having already been weakened as a result of the ritual process, she was not in the best of conditions to learn of the truth behind your grand manipulation of her. Broken by these revelations, she has since been consumed by the dark side energies that infest this chamber. I doubt anyone, least of all you, will be able to reach her through the hatred and self-loathing I sense she now feels.
Wait, what? She doesn't know about the manipulation? But we had all the flashbacks and visions from her point of view too, that she already understands. Also, why is she out of it? Well, we already know about the ritual. It must have been the ritual. Like, let me hear that again.
Having already been weakened as a result of the ritual process, she was not in the best of conditions to learn of the truth behind your grand manipulation of her. Broken by these revelations, she has since been consumed by the dark side.
Like, he says, first there was the ritual, then I told her the truth, as Solomon, he told her the truth. And then he heard the truth, and that completely sent her into stupor. But that's not what happened. We came here, she had doubts, she had visions, we came here, you told her all about it, she had flashbacks about it, then you made her undergo the ritual, and then something. Right? Do you agree? I agree. Let me tell you that, I agree.